Drive through any older neighborhood, the streets your grandparents grew up on, the streets in old movies, you'll notice something. Those front yards have a feeling modern front yards don't. They're not bigger, they're not more expensive. They just feel, right? Lived in, loved. Like someone actually thought about them. Somewhere in the last 20 years, we forgot how to do front yards. We replaced what worked with what looks good in a catalog. So today, I'm walking you through 10 forgotten front yard features we need to bring back in 2026. Most are cheap, some are free. And the last one is the most beautiful thing your grandparents had in their yard that almost no homeowner does anymore. Let's get into it. Feature 110, a real front porch you actually sit on. We're starting with the feature every old American home had, and almost no new home does, a front porch. A real one, big enough for 2 chairs and a small table. A place where you actually sit in the evening with a coffee. Modern homes have shrunk the porch into a tiny concrete slab, just enough for a delivery box. But the front porch was never decoration. It was a place where you waved at neighbors, where the kids played safely, where you ended your day. If your home has even a small porch, claim it. 2 chairs, a small table, 1 plant. That's all it takes. That brings us to feature number 9, and this one used to be in every single yard. Feature 9, a picket fence at the front edge. A simple, low picket fence at the front of the yard, 3 feet tall, white or natural wood or painted dark green. For 100 years, this was the most universal feature of an American front yard. Somewhere in the 80s, we decided fences were old-fashioned and ripped them out. We were wrong. A low front fence does something nothing else can. It defines the yard. It tells the eye where your home begins. It frames the house. Without blocking the view, without feeling closed off, without costing much. A wood picket fence costs $800 to $2,000 for a standard front yard, lasts 15 years with 1 repaint, and transforms the entire personality of your home. Bring back the fence. Feature number 8 is one nobody installs anymore, and everyone notices when they see it. Feature 8. A garden path that curves. Almost every modern walkway is straight. Driveway to door, shortest line, pure utility. Older homes did it differently. The path curved, a gentle arc through the yard. A walkway that took you past a flower bed, around a tree, finally to the door. A curved path changes how the yard feels. A straight path treats the yard as something to walk through. A curved path treats it as something to walk in, a place worth lingering in. The materials don't matter. Stone, brick, pavers, gravel. What matters is the curve. If you're redoing your walkway, don't make it a straight line. Give it one gentle curve. That single decision is the difference between a yard you cross and a yard you experience. Feature number 7 used to be the centerpiece of every front garden. Feature 7. A single beautiful specimen tree. Older front yards almost always had one signature tree, a massive oak, a flowering dogwood, a weeping willow, a maple that turned orange every fall. The tree was the soul of the yard. Modern front yards are full of small, scattered shrubs and almost no real trees. The result is a yard with no center, no anchor. The fix is one beautiful tree, not 3, not 5, 1, big enough to matter the day you plant it. A specimen tree adds shade in summer, color in fall, structure in winter. It outlasts most of the people who plant it. Mature trees can add 3 to 15% to a home's value. If your yard doesn't have one, plant one this year. Pick a tree your grandchildren will sit under. If this video has been helpful so far, hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And stay with me. The next feature is the one I missed the most. Feature 6. A real flower bed by the front door. Not 3 plants in a plastic pot. Not a single hanging basket. A real in-ground flower bed right next to the front door, planted thick with seasonal flowers. Older homeowners knew the front door was the centerpiece. They planted accordingly. Tulips and daffodils in early spring, roses and lilies in summer, mums and asters in fall, always something blooming. Modern homes treat the front door like an entry on a spreadsheet. Functional, empty, forgettable. A flower bed by the front door doesn't have to be expensive. A small bed, 6 by 3 feet, mix perennials and annuals, under $100 to start. And it makes coming home feel like coming home. Feature number 5 is one almost every old American street had, and you almost never see it anymore. Feature 5. A mailbox worth looking at older. Homes treated the mailbox as a feature, not an afterthought. Stone mailbox bases, wood posts painted to match the front door, custom numbers, sometimes a small flower at the base. Modern mailboxes are flimsy plastic on a thin metal rod, leaning sideways, the same as every other one on the street. Bring it back. A solid wood post. A real mailbox in a color that complements your home. Clean numbers. A small bed of flowers around the base. Under $200 total. It's the first thing every visitor sees. Make it worth seeing. Feature number 4 is the easiest of all. Feature 4. Window boxes with real plants. Window boxes were everywhere 50 years ago, on almost every front-facing window, filled with flowers in spring and summer, evergreens in winter. They softened the lines of the home. They added color where modern homes have only blank glass. One of the most affordable upgrades a homeowner could make. A simple wood or metal window box costs $40 to $120. Plant once, replant twice a year. Annual cost well under $200. If you live somewhere with cold winters, fill them with cedar branches and dried hydrangeas in December. The home looks lived in even when the yard is sleeping. Window boxes bring softness back. Bring them back. Feature number 3 is one I see almost no homeowner do anymore. Feature Ace 3. A bird bath, bird feeder, or birdhouse. Older front yards almost always had at least one. A stone bird bath in the middle of the lawn. A feeder hanging from a tree. A wooden birdhouse on a post. It wasn't decoration. It was an invitation. The yard wasn't just yours. It was a small ecosystem you shared. Modern yards are silent, sterile, decorative. A bird bath costs $40 to $150. A feeder, $10 to $50. The first time a cardinal lands in your yard, you'll understand why your grandmother's yard always felt alive in a way newer yards don't. One of the cheapest, most beautiful features you can bring back, and almost nothing to maintain. Feature number 2 is one almost every old front yard had and almost no new one does. Feature 2. A reading bench under a tree. A simple wooden bench, tucked under a tree, not in the middle of the yard, off to one side where it catches afternoon shade. You almost never see this in modern front yards. People assume benches belong in parks. For 100 years, they belonged in front yards too. A bench changes how the yard feels. It tells the eye there's a purpose to the space, somewhere to sit, somewhere to think. It draws people deeper into the yard instead of past it. A solid wood or iron bench, $150 to $400. Place it under your specimen tree, beside a flower bed, or at the curve of your walkway. One of the most peaceful things you can add to a home. And now, feature number 1. The most beautiful forgotten feature of them all. Feature 1. Climbing roses or vines on the home. This is the one that breaks people's hearts when they see it done right. Climbing roses up the side of the porch, wisteria over the front door, ivy on a stone wall. A trellis by the front entrance covered in flowering vines. Old American and European homes used the home itself as part of the landscape. The vines and roses softened the architecture, blurred the line between house and yard, made the home feel like it had grown out of the earth. Modern homes are starkly separated from the yard. Hard edges, clean walls, no softness. Plant a single climbing rose by your porch this year. Train it up a simple trellis over 3 or 4 years. By the time it blooms, your home will be the most beautiful on the street. This is the feature that takes the longest, and the one that will make you happiest every year for the rest of your life. So those are the 10 forgotten front yard features we need to bring back in 2026. The real porch, the picket fence, the curved path, the specimen tree, the flower bed by the door, the real mailbox, the window boxes, the birdhouse, the reading bench, and the climbing roses. None of these are trends. None will go out of style. They worked 100 years ago. They'll work 100 years from now. If even one of these reminded you of a yard you used to know, hit the like button. And if you haven't seen my video on the 10 worst front yard mistakes, the things people are spending money on instead of these forgotten features, that video is on the screen. Watch it next. See you there.